1.5.1. Fresh off the update, actually fresh off the updates update, which, as everybody knows, the first update is for bugs and the second update fixes the bugs. It's almost inevitable that you'll lose your software for a day. It amazes me how and why they do this. I imagine it's like holding a tiger by the tail. Anyway, we are on a rescue mission today, and what we have are a double rescue. They also want us to rendezvous, so we should be able to knock all three of these out simultaneously, and this will give us a nice chunk of cash. Looks like somewhere around 100 to 150,000 units, whatever those are. Anyway, we had already purchased our science, and we chose this one, Advanced Flight Control. And what I want out of this one is this lander can right here. I may or may not use that, but we had a pretty good ship that took us to the moon. It fits 3 people. We've got a double rescue. We may just have to slightly modify this ship and take it. We should have plenty of fuel, because if we can get to the moon, we should be able to rescue 3. So, and look, the price is right at 16.2. Now I remember it shot us way out in about 100,000. Our target orbits are probably going to be around 75. Like I said, between 70 and 90. So I am going to cut this thrust back. This is going to increase my burn, and maybe I'll start to tilt early. Now, as you can see, we're not limited to 30 parts anymore, so if we need to do any additional control mechanisms, we can do that. Like, for example, I could use 3 extra fins out here. That would really help me if I need to steer with the solid rocket boosters going. Okay, we're not going to need science, so we possibly might, in case we land somewhere where we've never landed before. But I'm going to put 2 on in the name of balance. And remember our battery issue. Until we get proper batteries, or a proper solar panel charger, I may be entitled to have maybe 6 or 8. And I just need them. So we're not up there having to worry about electricity. It's way overkill, but you know, we can get 255 parts now. So because of the extra weight, and we were coming down hard last time, I'm going to put on a couple drag chutes, and these will be, matter of fact, I may put them back here, 2 additional. And what do we have here? 75 and 16. So we'll replicate that. Alright, we only want 1 pilot aboard. And that may as well be Valentina. Alright, just real quickly, I'm going to go through my things. Looks like we have more control here. Different control mechanisms for twisting and turning. These use electricity, but we have extra batteries, so whoa, We have now a big reaction wheel as part of our package. That's new with the update. All right. All right, we're going to try that one. Let's call this YRSQ for Y Rescue. All right, let's do this. All right, it really doesn't matter where they are. We can get to them from any place. I used to try to be super efficient, and I would kind of wait till they flew over Kerbal. I'm going to show you that one real quick. So let's just see what we got to do. There's one of our rescues. He's currently at 75,000 feet, or meters. And we have one at 81,000 meters. This one's coming right over the top of us now, which we needed a little more time than he's giving us, but let's just go ahead. Alright, so everything just happens like normal. So I'm basically going to let these take us up until they burn out. They're flying directly over us now, so we may have to fly faster than them to catch them if we just don't let them go around. Nonetheless, we're about to burn, so we have to worry about ourselves right now. I'm going to start to pull this to about 60 and then check it. Stable 60. Of course, 90 degree direction. 60 degree pitch. I'm on 50 now, and it's kind of wrestling around a little bit, but let's go check. Alright, so we're almost there. I'm going to cut the throttle back, and we can see the numbers going up. So that's all we're really worried about, is an increase. I'm not even going to worry about this ship. It's flying by. We'll get it later. So as we approach 75, I'm going to pull it down to the horizon. And this is because I'm trying to do something very specific. And that's kind of lock this between 75 and 81. And I need to get a little closer before I can give it, punch it. So I'm just going to keep on this steady course, steady as she goes right now. I need to check gas. I don't want to run out of gas. And if you recall, our goal's 2250 to 2300 feet, no higher than 81. Alright, so we're going up. We're getting closer. We're at about the 30-second mark now. So here's where I give it gas. Here's where I punch it. What I'm trying to do is get to orbital speed, and I'm close enough now that I'm not driving this up too far too fast. It should stabilize around 79 or 80, which will be about perfect. That'll be right in the middle of what we need. I think I've run out of gas, and I have. And here we go. We're going to continue the process. And since we got close, I have to pull my angle back to lock that timer up. 6 seconds. 5. Frozen on 5. That's about perfect. So we have a choice. We can either pull our pitch angle down when it goes to 6, or we can back off on the gas. I'm going to back off on the gas. Now it looks like we're frozen at 6. We're still going up in speed. Back off on gas. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. Slow 2. When I see 1, you're going to see me increase on the gas. 1, punch it. Alright, moved it away. I'm going to put it on 9 seconds. Now I'm going to go back to horizon. And now I'm going to punch it. This is full throttle. What I'm trying to do is get me a 70,000 perigee. 50, 71. I'll take it. So I'm flying lower than them, which means I'm flying faster, but it'll take me a long time to catch this guy. So I might just fly slower, or move faster for this one and then slower for that one. So let's go ahead. We can maybe catch this one. Let's set it as our target. And I am going to pull that down to about 73. 300. That gives me about 300 leeway, a little bit before, a little bit after. If this goes up or down, it won't really matter too much. Now, I should be closing my distance on them. If I am not now, I will be soon, as I have a little bit higher altitude. So let's go up here to there, my target apogee, not me, them. So we're gonna warp, and they may pull away from me just for a minute, but now I'm in a lower orbit than them, so I'm now moving towards them, towards. If you can see the number, it's getting smaller. You know, 3, 273, 273, 5, 273, 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and this is me. All right, I'm gonna pull that down to 72. Not 72, but 70 also. Alright, so I overstepped my boundaries a little bit, so now I gotta shoot it back up. This is an interesting point. Here's our target 2, and sometimes if you put it right on that point, put it back on 70, you're gonna line something else up too. You're doing 2 things at once now. Alright. Now I'm really messing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to raise one and lower the other at the same time. Alright. Can you see that? I just put it on 70. Now I'm gonna pull this one down. And what I should do is get a little bit closer or past before I pull that down. See, I'm within 16, 14, 15. Wow, 69,999. We might keep that one for luck. Here, let me just spin it around, see if it'll correct itself on the spin. All right, I can't do it. There we go. Good. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna try to catch him, and let's see how far we get when we get how close we can get just by going this far. I do need to turn my electricity. Oh god, we have so much I don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so this is going to show us our distance, our separation. We also have this one. So up here we have 193. Down here we have 234. One's smaller than the other. So as he passes through that one and I pass through this one, they'll give us a new number. And sometimes it'll change colors to that deep burgundy. All right. So the new number is 144. And of course, this one will stay at 193. So that's about how fast it's going to take to catch him. So to come back here will not be a mistake. We're dropping down about 100 meters per rotation. So that should take us about 2 rotations and we'll be right on. Now we can see the new numbers, 105. And of course this old number stands at the 140 something. And then if I'm guessing right, it should drop to 50. Bam, look at that. We're at 53. So that's going to be almost a full drop, and I'm afraid we're going to have a problem if we wait to the last minute. So what I want to do is set this up here on 75 right here. And I would do that with this one, yes. And we'll just put that right up on 78. A little too far. Let's go with it. Now let's do what we said. I may not get all the way. I'll just kind of go right in that zone. There we go. We are constantly making adjustments for each situation. So what I'd like to do is fly up to 75 and see how much we really are going to be on the next turnaround. Now we were dropping at least 50. We've decreased that because we've become more in line with our target now. All right, so look, we're just now at 50 if we go another full rotation. So what we're gonna do is come back to here, and see what this does. So my guess is we're dropping about 25 each rotation now. All right. So we're within 17 kilometers. One thing I need to do is maybe put this back out on 84. Yeah, let's put that up on 84. And now what we're doing, we're putting ourselves in alignment with their orbits. Whatever he is. 84148. Close enough. Alright, so we're going to go up here now. And you can see I'm still getting closer. I've just slowed down the approach so we don't fly past. Alright. So I think we're definitely 43. We have possibly overshot that. So let's go ahead and bring this one up to closer to 75. Alright, now we probably won't, we'll just need to make some orbital adjustments. It looks like here we're going to dip inside or outside. So what we want to do is switch to target. Alright, and target is going to be the speed difference between us. This is kind of interesting and different. I'm going to try to slow that speed down. And when I do that, it pulls our lines into orbit. You can see it's also moving my apoapsis and my periapsis around. I can't drop below 69, or I mean 70. And if I can get this closer, I will. So I'm looking at two things. I'm bringing that down to 70. Alright. And then as I get closer, we're gonna work that back out. So let's just come up to here, warp here, and I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of jump underneath him. This is a big steer. All right. So once again, we slow it down, and this time I'm going to match up the periapsis, like put his right on top of mine. See that? And that puts us at 37 there and 36 here. So one thing we can do is go back to orbit and shrink that down and start the whole process again. Which it's not so hard this time, because this time we'll just put it on 0. Come down here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it went past. It started to move away from us. Let me put it back. Okay, about 1.4 is all we can hope for right here. And that's beautiful, because that's really close. So we come scooting around, and what we're going to do is put it back on target. So I don't know if you saw what we did, but we made a small jump, and then we made the big one. And then when we get to this one, we're going to take it all away. And I'll show you how to do that. So, what we got to do is find that one and this one. Alright, so we put it between here and here, and we're going to try to push that one away from us. See that? See how it's pushed away from us? Alright, and then I'm going to get a little closer to it. Push it away. Get a little closer. Push it away. Get a little closer. And what I'm trying to do is push that right on top of that dot right there. And then when you get there, then you can take some of the speed away. Alright, so our next step is going to be, that's as close as we get at 1.2. That's our max separation. So we're going to do the opposite. The one node pushes, this node pulls. So we're going to set this over here, and you can see it drawing away from it anyway right now. So we set it up, and when we get right on top of that thing, we're going to put that on top. See what happens? This moves when we do that. So we get a little closer. And you can see this got smaller, that got slower. So we put that right on top, like that. Okay. Come down. You can pull it. Alright, so 0.01. Let me show you what that is. Where have you gone? Alright, we're close to it. Look at that. Oh. We're within 100 meters. Alright, I gotta put that on 0 real fast. Or close to 0. Alright, it's flying away from me. So, I'm going to point this. See that? Same process. Except this time we're so close, we don't want to do it too fast and it cause a collision. Alright, so the only thing we have to make sure we don't do is thrust into it and blow it off course. So, we don't want to hit thrust when it's within 5 to 10 meters. We'd rather slow ourselves down and go slow. So the thrust we have doesn't blow it off course, but maybe just pushes it like a feather, and then of course, like I said, we're going to be constantly adjusting in this whole process. Alright, so we're marching slowly towards this capsule. Now, one thing I need to do is transfer my crew. Valentina, should transfer into the observation deck. So remember, it has no hatch. So this crew member here can board our vessel. So what we're going to do is hit the tilde button, or I think that's what you call that. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm not sure. But now we're in the the other vessel. And it looks like we have Jansby, who is an engineer. First thing I need to do is find our other spacecraft, and that's right there. So it's above the sun, towards the sun and above. So I go out on EVA. Once again, I'll relocate it towards the sun and above. I'm going to release. Alright, little contact. Helps us both establish a similar orbit. So I need to get up to the capsule, find the door, kind of hard to maneuver from not being able to see. Alright, grabbed a board. So I'll get on board. Look at us. We just came within 5 meters of that. I wonder if we can see from the inside. I can't. Oh, there it comes. There it is. Anyway, that is close. So, that's pretty much how you do that. Now, we're going to want to put the engineer. You really don't have to. I do this more for role-playing value than anything. I like to leave the pilot in control. Then I'll put the pilot back up front. Alright, now we need to check our fuel to see if we can get the other one. I think we can. So, first thing we have to do is set our target. Okay. And then I am going to move slower and let it catch me. We caught that one by moving faster or lower. We're going to try this one by... It looks like we're already lined up on the periapsis apoapsis. So let's just keep it simple. And we're going to do it on this mark. Since everything's already zeroed, lined up. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe it was just because I was so precise with the first one. So here we go. I'm going to grow it out. And as you can see, we're going to get a little closer each time. So let's do a test. Alright, so we're going to move slow. This is moving faster than us. And all right, so it's already past the halfway point. So let's just do that again. And we're going to see where we end up. Did we ever get our distance? 946? Could be 964. I don't know. I couldn't read it. It was in the 950 range, though. I remember that. And I know for a fact we're getting closer. We just don't want to overshoot it, because then we're put ourselves in a position to make up for time, and we lose efficiency, and we might not have the fuel. All right, 964. So this will tell us, this is always the next rotation. And I'm just going to speed this up because we need the information. All right, 303. So we're jumping 600. So I need to do something about that right now. I need to bring this down probably to about 150. Let's just go for 200 and see what happens. You saw that this separation got larger. So all right. Now I could just let it go to 0, but the problem is if you're coming in too fast, you get forced into 462. I'll show you what I'm talking about if I have time. All right, that one shot past, so we definitely need to bring this back. And we need to make the separation 0. All right, we didn't quite make it 0. It's okay. We're gonna make a little adjustment, not too much. I'm sorry, I meant the other one. Opposite. So you can do a little test if you're ever confused. So watch what you're doing, and then if you don't go too far, you can put it right back. So let's put that as close to 0 as we can. All right, that's as close to 0 as we can. All right, maybe we should be happy with that. Why don't we not let it pass us, and we'll stay a little behind it. There we go. That's 5 on the right side. What I was trying to show you is this relative speed coming down out of 68. That's almost incredible. We're going to really need to be putting on the brakes at precise time. But let's let this go through. All right, you see us coming together? Now I'm going to put this on target because I need to take the speed off of it quite a bit. All right. So now what we have is a case of, I'll show you. Whoa. We move towards, maybe we can see it better out here. Point it towards, give it gas, and ahead. See me put that thing right there like that. Alright, so we'll come over here. And hopefully that's going to come towards us. And as it comes towards us, to slow it down, we're going to move that on top of that. But let's just go back here. Give it some time to work. And looks like our closest point is going to be 1.3. And then again later at 87.6. And we will come into orbit if we let it go that far. So at 1.3, we're going to need to kind of lock up the brakes. Put that back on 0 at 1.3. It's at 2.5 now. Doesn't mean you can't start early too. Give it a little juice. Give it a little more. Give it a little more. You can put it on 0 now. Start it too. It's just not as efficient if you don't wait till the last moment. Eight 9 is hauling anyway. Alright, I should be moving right at it at 3.8, which in 2 minutes we'll be at 1.7. We actually got further away than the 1.3 that was estimated. So let's just go ahead and speed things up to there. Let it get to 1.7. Now you realize at this point we're starting to move away from each other, and you can see that because our brakes are close to our towards 2. So there, I put that on 0. And let's go ahead. We're traveling at the same speed. Let's go ahead and head towards it. We're going to put this on maybe 3, 3.5, 4. All it means is it's going to be faster. You can do this very slow if you want to. But let's go ahead and see if we're closer than 1.3. See, we're at 0.06. So, if you want to, we can just warp up here 2 minutes ahead, and we will see. So, all right. So you can see we're getting away from our braking. We need to move that. We're trying to move it on top. Okay, now we're headed right towards it. You can also come back around here. You don't even need to kill your speed completely. Do an adjustment. See? 11. That's hauling. That's not even safe. And I've been doing this speed before and actually had a collision and disintegrated both objects. You have to realize we're both traveling faster than bullets. And impacts at this speed are very serious. I'm moving in so fast, I'm going to start scaring myself in a minute. See, it's getting really scary. Alright. I actually got so scared I moved it away. So, when you go past, you have to start the process over. So that's 0.4. That's pretty good. 0.3. 0.1. 0. Supposedly we're matched same speed, but let me show you inside. It's actually 0.02. So we are either moving a little bit towards or a little bit away. It would take some time to register that one to see if that changes to 7 or 9. 7. We're moving 2. So I'm going to transfer Valentina back. Put her there. I'm going to do something else too. Whoop. I guess I'm not. Alright, Soviet. And it looks like we have a scientist here. So we're going EVA. There's our ship. Release. Thrusters. Now, you can click on these and create a target situation too. You can see how it moves my what we call that our velocity, our vector. So I can also see the difference in speed, trying to make that 0. See, now I'm moving away from it. So I do that. Now I'm moving back towards it. Anyway, this spacewalk's awful fun. You just out here all by yourself, just you and your rocket pack. That was good. Alright, looks like I'm getting caught up on it, so let me back up a little. I'm going to turn my lights on because the sun's in my eyes and I might need to see my door. Alright, so the whole trick is to match speed and grab the door. Get on board. I think once I grab this door, you can assume that I have succeeded at this mission. I've just put 2 new Kerbals onto my craft. It looks like I have no scientist and engineer, another complete crew. That's almost a good luck of the draw. While we're here, we have a new antenna. Thought you might want to see that. And it's good to be awesome. Anyway. Like I said, I think I'm going to finish the mission. The only thing we have left to do is bring it back into orbit and land. So I think I'm going to stop here. You saw the rescue. Everything else will be the same as the other mission. There's no need to go through it and be repetitious. But anyway, that's a lot of fun, being able to rendezvous in mid-orbit. And you can see that we have completed this one. We saved her. As soon as we recover them on Kerbal, without killing them, of course, then we'll get credit for the mission. But hey, as always, thanks for watching.